Cars are an essential part of modern life. They get us to work, take us on road trips, and have even become a symbol of freedom and innovation. But have you ever wondered how it all started? What was the first car ever built? Who created it, and how did it change the world forever? The story of the world's first car is full of incredible ideas, engineering breakthroughs, and a race to create something that had never been seen before. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how one invention set the foundation for an entire industry and shaped the way we live today. The birth of the idea, early attempts at self-propelled vehicles. Before cars became what we know today, inventors had been experimenting with self-propelled vehicles for centuries. One of the earliest concepts of a vehicle that could move on its own came from Leonardo da Vinci in the 15th century. His sketches included designs for self-moving carts, but they were never built. Fast forward to 1769, and we see the first practical attempt at a self-propelled vehicle, the Cugnot steam wagon. Invented by Nicolas Joseph Cugnot, a French engineer, this massive three-wheeled machine was powered by steam and designed for military use. It could move at about 2.5 miles per hour, 4 kilometers/h. But there was a major problem. It was slow, hard to control, and extremely impractical. In fact, Cugnot's steam wagon is believed to have caused the world's first car accident when it crashed into a wall during testing. While fascinating, steam-powered vehicles had serious limitations. They required huge boilers, took a long time to start, and weren't practical for everyday use. But these early experiments proved one thing: self-moving vehicles were possible. All that was needed was the right technology. Karl Benz and the invention of the first true car. The real breakthrough came in 1885 when a German engineer named Karl Benz created the Benz Patent-Motorwagen, widely recognized as the world's first true automobile. Unlike previous self-propelled machines, this vehicle was powered by an internal combustion engine, a game-changer in automotive history. The single-cylinder, four-stroke engine produced about 0.75 horsepower, allowing the car to reach speeds of 10 miles per hour, 16 kilometers/h, a significant improvement over steam-powered alternatives. Karl Benz's car was a three-wheeled vehicle that looked very different from modern cars. It had bicycle-like wheels, a lightweight frame, and a tiller for steering instead of a steering wheel. But it was reliable, much easier to use than steam-powered vehicles, and most importantly, it ran on gasoline. However, despite his groundbreaking invention, Karl Benz struggled to convince people that the automobile had a future. Many thought cars were just a useless luxury for the rich. That's where his wife, Bertha Benz, changed everything. Bertha Benz, the first long-distance car journey. In 1888, Karl Benz's wife, Bertha Benz, decided to prove that the automobile was practical. Without telling her husband, she took one of his motor wagons and drove it from their home in Mannheim to her mother's house in Pforzheim, a distance of 106 kilometers, 66 miles. This was the first long-distance road trip in history. Along the way, Bertha had to solve several problems. She stopped at a pharmacy to buy fuel, Ligroin, making it the world's first gas station. She also had to clean the fuel line with a hairpin, fix a clogged pipe with her hat pin, and even convince a blacksmith to repair a broken chain. By the time she reached her destination, she had proven that the car was reliable and practical. This daring journey changed public perception, and soon, demand for automobiles began to grow. Bertha Benz's journey didn't just make history, it also highlighted the importance of road infrastructure. She later suggested adding gears to handle steep roads, leading to improvements in car design. Today, her route is a celebrated landmark in Germany known as the Bertha Benz Memorial Route. The competition, Daimler, Maybach, and the birth of the modern car. While Karl Benz was creating his Motorwagen, another German inventor, Gottlieb Daimler, was working on his own automobile. Daimler, along with his partner Wilhelm Maybach, built a four-wheeled car in 1886, powered by a gasoline engine similar to Benz's. Their Daimler motor coach was faster and had a more powerful engine, showing that automobile technology was quickly advancing. Unlike Benz, Daimler and Maybach focused on high-speed, performance-oriented designs. Their innovations led to the development of the Mercedes-Benz brand, which remains one of the most prestigious car manufacturers today. This rivalry between Benz and Daimler was intense, but in a twist of fate, The two companies merged in 1926, forming what is now known as Mercedes-Benz. This partnership helped revolutionize car production and paved the way for modern automobiles. The mass production revolution, Henry Ford and the Model T. While Europe was pioneering automobile innovation, across the Atlantic, an American industrialist named Henry Ford had a different vision. Ford didn't just want to build cars, he wanted to make them affordable for everyone. In 1908, he introduced the Ford Model T, a car that changed the world. The Model T was reliable, simple, and cheap compared to earlier automobiles. But Ford's biggest innovation wasn't just the car, it was the way he produced it. In 1913, he introduced the assembly line, a groundbreaking method that allowed cars to be built much faster and at a lower cost. Before the assembly line, cars were handcrafted, making them expensive and time-consuming to build. With the new system, a Model T could be assembled in just 93 minutes, and the price dropped so much that the average American could afford one. By the 1920s, more than half of all cars in the world were Model Ts. Ford's methods revolutionized not just the auto industry, but manufacturing in general. Mass production became the standard, shaping industries from electronics to consumer goods. Imagine a world where cars were still a luxury item. No road trips, no traffic jams, and no drive thrusts. That's the impact Ford had on society. The automobile industry takes off, global expansion. By the 1930s and 40s, automobiles were no longer just for the wealthy. Companies like General Motors, Chrysler, and Volkswagen began producing cars for different market segments. The Volkswagen Beetle, introduced in the 1930s, became one of the best-selling cars of all time, while luxury brands like Rolls-Royce and Ferrari started to emerge. The post-World War II era saw an explosion in car culture. The 1950s and 60s brought the rise of muscle cars, sports cars, and family-friendly station wagons. Highways were built, gas stations popped up everywhere, and driving became a key part of modern life. Fast forward to today, and the auto industry is once again transforming. Electric cars, self-driving technology, and AI-powered systems are pushing boundaries in ways Karl Benz and Henry Ford could never have imagined. The rise of electric and alternative fuel vehicles. While gasoline-powered cars have dominated the world for over a century, the future of automobiles is shifting toward more sustainable options. Interestingly, electric cars were actually invented before gasoline cars. In the early 19th century, inventors like Robert Anderson and Thomas Davenport experimented with battery-powered vehicles. By the late 1800s and early 1900s, electric cars were popular among the wealthy due to their quiet, clean, and easy-to-use nature. However, with the rise of the internal combustion engine and mass production, gasoline cars quickly took over, and electric vehicles, EVs, faded into obscurity. Now, more than 100 years later, electric cars are making a comeback. With concerns about climate change, air pollution, and fossil fuel dependence, companies like Tesla, Rivian, and traditional automakers are investing heavily in EV technology. Governments worldwide are pushing for electric vehicle adoption, offering tax incentives and even setting bans on new gasoline car sales in the coming decades. At the same time, alternative fuel sources like hydrogen and biofuels are being explored. Companies are developing hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, which emit only water vapor, and hybrid cars that combine gasoline and electricity for better efficiency. Even solar-powered cars are in development, aiming to harness the sun's energy for unlimited travel. The world of automobiles has come full circle. From early steam-powered experiments to the first gasoline-powered cars, and now back to electric vehicles, the journey of automotive innovation never stops. Will electric and hydrogen cars take over completely, or will a new, even more revolutionary technology emerge? The only thing we know for sure is that the automobile industry will continue to evolve, shaping the future just as it shaped the past. What's next for cars? The first car changed everything, but we're still in the middle of the story. With electric vehicles, AI-driven automation, and even flying cars in development, the future of transportation is more exciting than ever. Will gasoline-powered cars become obsolete? Will self-driving cars take over? One thing is certain, the same spirit of innovation that led to the world's first car is still driving us forward today. If you enjoyed this journey through automotive history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting content. What do you think the future of cars looks like? Let us know in the comments below.